This is my audience. Today we'll be talking about gun rights. Imagine you're sitting at your house and you hear someone breaking into your home late at night before the police can arrive. The only person that is able to protect you and your family is yourself. For many Americans, the right to own a firearm gives them that sense of security. Whether you own a gun or not, the Second Amendment right affects every American and their constitutional right. Protecting the Second Amendment is important because it preserves constitutional freedoms and allows self-defense. The Bill of Rights protects individual liberties from excessive government restrictions, and the Supreme Court has stated that the Second Amendment protects an individual's right to own a firearm, and to own a firearm to help with self-defense. Which brings me to my next point, that the constitutional rights are important, but many Americans own guns for personal protections. Firearms are used for lawful self-defense, and some law enforcement officers cannot always arrive immediately in the event of a major emergency. Many firearm owners say that owning a firearm provides peace of mind when it comes to protecting themselves and their families. And I got some of this information from David Kopel in his article, "The Second Amendment in the 19th Century." He explains how we should, how the Constitution protects individual rights, which is the Second Amendment. And he's a professor of Constitution law at the University of Denver. And I also got another piece of this information from Eugene Volk in his article, "Implementing the Right to Keep and Bear Arms for Self-Defense." He argues that firearms are important under the Second Amendment, and he's a professor of law at UCLA. While gun rights also give us the means of self-defense, there are some counter-arguments that need to be addressed. Some people argue that expanding gun rights leads to more gun violence, but that does not fully consider the role of lawful gun owners. Many people believe that stricter gun laws and limiting firearm ownership would reduce violent crimes and mass shootings. While reducing violence is important, restricting the rights from law-abiding citizens does not prevent crimes from obtaining firearms. Criminals often obtain firearms illegally, while law-abiding citizens, they get them through background checks, and they also are very likely to go through some firearm training. I think that a better way to approach this, besides criminals running around with the guns and might have taken the law-abiding citizens their guns, I think a better way to approach this would be to improve some mental health resources, prosecute violent people who have already done these crimes, and make sure that they stay in jail and don't come back out and do the same thing over again. And then I think we should better enforce some of the laws that are already in place. And that starts with the police department enforcing the laws that we have already, instead of taking away a constitutional right that we have. And I got some information about that from John R. Lott Jr. in his book, "More Guns, Less Crime." And he argues that a concealed carry can help deter crime. And then at the end of the day, protecting the constitutional right is more than just owning a firearm. It is about keeping a constitutional right and giving Americans the ability to protect and defend themselves and their families, and ensuring that individual freedoms aren't unnecessarily restricted. Thank you. And here's my audience.